Greetings, traveler.
So we have a Sevel game with time warps in the shop. Beast, Dragon, Ellie, Mechs, and Pirates. Slam the Hogger. I do like a good Zarek. The Slam the Hogger. I think there was a Zarek in that selection. It'd be funny. He's like, I like Zarek, yeah, but it wasn't in there. Yeah, classic Hogger is just give me pirate, give me pirate, give me pirates. No pirate, no pirate. Damn it. Why did I pick this hero? Stupid hero. So Sevel, for now, getting the classic Hogger experience. Let's hope that he gets some nice Death Rattle coin pirates, maybe with like Dealer, Peggy. So that 1/3 is free because you buy it for 2 gold and then you can sell it for 2 gold. So he's buying Orca and then discovering a 3-drop, I'm guessing. And then just like this turn kind of sucks because you don't have a board, but at least he gained a coin out of it. And then next turn he gets to try to win. Ooh, Fellhorn on the Orca is disgusting. Okay, so this is quite nice where he picks his battles. He says, okay, I'm gonna have to take another 5 here. I'm not gonna be able to stabilize, but you rarely do on the first turn where after you go to 3. Now that you have that Orca, he also cheesed an extra coin by cycling that pirate, so that is a nice little use for the Hogger hero power. Scarab is decent for sure. So he's gonna buy that pirate again for flexibility, I'm guessing. I feel Scarab and roll, but you also have just, okay, he's just gonna go double chicken here. Oh, it's good above the beast. Yeah, why not? Why not? Okay, solid actually. I like that. That's so solid. Okay. No, chicken's great. When you have the Orca, this is flexible gameplay. So even though we do want pirates, we are Hogger. He recognizes, oh, I have this Orca. Chicken basically becomes buff my whole board +1/+1. So here we are. We've got the Sporvat, we've got the Leaper. So I've seen the title of the video, so I know that he's gonna end up in not Leaper. Okay, well, okay, I got baited. So we are gonna go Boar. Wow. Okay, so as you know, I don't watch every game, or I actually don't watch any of the games that I'm going to cast completely, because I don't want to know exactly what's going to happen. But the point of the review is that he's going to end up in Leapers. So I am surprised here. I got baited. It'd be funny if the thumbnail is like Leapers and then he actually never plays Leapers. It's like, haha, I got him, boys. But no, we're gonna trust Sevel. So he's just gonna like find his way into Leapers, I guess, somehow, maybe with a Sylvanas hero power later. Well, I guess he can get that. There's gonna be some way, guys. Well, oh, I guess the time warps are in the tavern, right? So he could just buy a Leaper. Oh, that's true. That's true. All right, now you guys are watching Shimmermoth. Haha, I got him, chat. I got him. All right. So still quite comfortably winning here. Took the boar with the TERON hero power. That is so rare that you go for that. I know Beater Babbitt used to take that, where he was he was kind of a fan of the boar TERON combo, but it is kind of slow. So we have had really good tempo. It looks like he's leaning towards leveling up here. Again, cycling that pirate doesn't really matter, but so now he's going to be able to triple into Tethys. Got the reborn, so he could reborn the boar now for more value. Because a reborn boar getting TERON, that is a big difference, right? Now you're getting 2 extra procs, I'm guessing. Right? Super nice. Instead of just the 1 extra proc. So barely losing here because the opponent has a Sarlisk for tempo. But we're not taking that much damage, which is nice. So we're still on 21, but he would love to stabilize this round, which means he needs to add a little bit more stats to his board. There is a Titus, and we triple into, I guess Atrocity is stats. Titus feels like we just won it, right? We have TERON hero power. Photobomber is in. It's a mech lobby as well. And there are just certain time warp cards. Like later on, we can get Ghoul, right? We can get Sneed Buddy. Those are pretty sick if you have a Titus already. Rylak is in and there's free rerolls, but he doesn't even want to buy that. I mean, it's okay. You can buy that, but yeah, might not be able to keep it. Another Titus, Reborn Atrocity. The Titus right now does not do anything, right? Other than his Atrocity. So we're selling out of one chicken. We're keeping Fellhorn, and we're hoping to end up in Rylak Fellhorn. So double Titus does set us up for that. So this is a nice, I guess, mix of seeing Sevel going for both a play that tries to win the board, where he has that Reborn Atrocity. Ooh, gets a Golden Fellhorn. Wait, why'd he get 2? I guess he procced 2 in the same moment. Yeah, okay. He is going to take damage, so that is going to put us below cap. All right, so we have double Titus. We're going to clone. So if he finds Golden Titus, he can actually have, double here. Double Golden Titus. I mean, the best case for him here is that he just finds a Rylak and a Shimmermoth. He does have Golden Fellhorn in his hand, so that could discover him. He's Hogger, by the way. It's funny. That could discover the Shimmermoth, but it's so funny that he's Hogger and he's got this like full beast board. But that's something that just tends to happen when you have a ooh, that's a lot of tempo. That's something that tends to happen when you have your boar TERON combo. I wonder if he needs to copy that bird to stabilize here. He has the golden 16 and 4. Which with the TERON hero power and the bird is quite nice. He's on 13. Yeah, we do not really want to sell Golden Fellhorn, I'm guessing. Oh, he finds the Shimmermoth. We're so close, chat. You gotta play that Shimmermoth, right? So you could just sell the Orca. My god, he's actually gonna do it? Wow. Okay, so this to me, definitely I wouldn't have done that. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that it's wrong because, again, Sevel is a fantastic player and I'm always down to learn. So the most straightforward path to victory there would have definitely been, I find a Rylak, I have a Golden Fellhorn, but he is going to just make 2 Reborn Shimmermoths, so it's nice that he ordered that correctly, get the Reborn first and then clone it. And he's just farming stats on them with that golden dinosaur, but that is nowhere near as good as the Fellhorn Rylak combo. So the fact that he sacrifices the Golden Fellhorn there instead of, say, the boar, because the boar is, yeah, it's gonna, there it is. That's how it happened. Okay. Okay, well, he's got double Titus, right? So, but what if he hadn't gotten like Frog for direction? So to me, I guess I wouldn't have kept the boar over the Golden Fellhorn because I can still just roll Rylak next turn. Now, obviously, Sevel didn't really want to force that as much. Kept the boar and said, hey, maybe getting the Golden Beast can still help me here. But he now has Time Warp Chicken with Leapfrog and double Titus. And the cool thing as well is that he already has double Reborn Shimmermoth, so he is getting some tokens already. That's one of the more difficult things right now in yeah, Ghoulacabra. Someone used this against me recently. So one of the more difficult things in Leapers is having enough tokens right now because they don't have Mana Saber anymore. You don't have Mount. But the Ghoulacabra thing is interesting because somebody ran this against me, and I think every Leaper is a separate death rattle for Ghoulacabra. So you're getting a lot of buffs with Ghoulacabra. I guess now he is holding Leaper until he can play Ghoulacabra. And it's just better to farm stats like this. Like, I think he's going to play it more as a Leaper buff combo as opposed to just having all the tokens in the world. But having double Titus Chicken is still going to have like a crazy amount of Leapers, right? So I guess next turn he could sell the blue bird and he could sell the dinosaur so that he gets out of the self-damage package, which has served him well. It stabilized him and it buffed his beetles a lot. But if he wants to get into the frogs, that's probably the only things he can cut, right? Because we're not selling the Shimmermoths. We're obviously not selling Titus if we're going to play frog. All right. So curious as to what we're going to do here. He's actually looking at the money for a second, but he is below damage cap. I guess armor is a super big deal here. More Time Warp Chickens. Golden Titus, obviously. 9 frogs is cool, and it's a lot of value, and very often it's a buy, but in this position, it's super hard to make it work. You don't really have a flex slot. He has a golden leaper already. I don't think he wants to. That's money. Yeah, I think he just gets out of the Taunt Reborn here to play Ghoulacabra. And I think this is actually going to be quite a few Ghoulacabra procs, at least from what it looked like when I played against it. The 3-3 is money because we're Hogger, so we definitely still want to buy that. But I wonder if he remembers that he's Hogger. Excuse me. He's going to buy the frog. It's hard to fit that, but maybe with Golden Titus, right? Mithrax Poet, and he just skips it. My man right there. Oh, Perma Shields, Icaron. Ooh, he's not going to play the Ghoul? Oh, he's just selling out of a Shimmer Moth. Wow. Well, I guess that does kind of make sense if you're playing more Ghoul comp, right? Yeah. So he's switching from something that focuses on beetles to just triggering the Ghoulacabra a bunch. Now, from what it looked like when I played against it, every single leapfrog you see here is an additional death rattle. So this Ghoulacabra is just getting trigger. And then when the frog dies, all those stacks jump onto something else, and it's again trigger. All right. Kill the frogs, kill the frogs, kill the frogs. Okay, thank you. Oh no, no, no. Classic opponent is too weak and we're getting griefed. Oh. The thing is, there's going to be quite some frogs on this chicken as well, right? So you're going to want to have that chicken taunted potentially. Okay, let's see what his stats are like when he's out of the combat, because that Ghoulacabra scaling is permanent. Okay, not bad, right? Especially for like the procs not really happening. He lost ooh, Macaw would be sweet, right? How do you fit that? Maybe it's just like more Hawk. See, Macaw is usually better than Hawkstrider because you can Golden and Reborn it and Wind Fury it. But if he has double frog, the Hawkstrider will trigger both the frogs, and Macaw only triggers one. So also Hawkstrider is easier because it always procs, right? Start of combat, you don't get sniped by, for instance, Nuzao. So let's hope nothing crucial gets killed here, but it's Nuzao and we're just getting maximum buffs here. Okay, great buffs. These Tituses are really healthy now. Just hoping to get all the leaps, because this chicken's not gonna die with all the frogs on it, right? Hawkstrider will proc every beast because of TERON. Oh, you're right. Of course. That's why it's so good. He hero powers the frog, and then the death rattle spread across the whole board, well, all the beasts. And then the chicken procs every single beast, because every single beast has a death rattle now, which is a frog. And then the Ghoulacabra is like trigger, because we also have double Titus. Yes. That's why it's so sick. So it's the TERON hero power that's making it ridiculous. So he just needs Hawkstrider, Golden Titus. So no real need for him to level. So just roll for Hawkstrider, Golden Titus. Yeah, that is crazy. That's a beautiful combo with the TERON. I hadn't thought of that it's going to... So he skipped the gold there, but it would be stuck in his hand, so I don't think it would be worth... Ooh, Secret Guy, and then Revive, or Copy, I guess, one of the two. Copy is nicer because you get the Reborn, but it can be a little bit weird if your opponent has already attacked and killed something. But it should work, right? Hopefully, wow, that's a very weak ghost, so maybe not. Copy is better? Well, yes, if you get it. Right? But you... Oh, I guess Revive doesn't really work because of TERON hero power? Or how would that interact? You TERON... I guess you wouldn't get the Reborn, right? Yeah, so it would suck regardless. That's true. But you can see how the copy is not like... You know, it's not guaranteed. Because you need to have the board space. Oh, Ghoulacabra died. That sucks. See, it's only going off here. So you gotta be careful when, like, granted, yes, copy is definitely the pick here, but it's not one of those things that just always goes off. because you got to factor in the TERON hero power. You got to factor in that the opponent can have weaker minions in the front. You got to factor in that your minions are getting buffed start of combat. So it's very easy for the copy to not do what you thought it would do. Sevel face, jump scare. There he is. Ah! He's like, give me a chicken. Give me a Titus. I need it. I need it. Give it to me. Hope he gets it, yeah. All right. Jabastet. That is such a nice Twitch emote, yeah. I remember when that came out. It's a long time ago. I was there, chat, when that emote was first introduced. Does Chameleon trigger copied Hawk? No. No. He'd have to copy Golden Titus with that, I think. That's a lot of numbers. No Poet, though. But we have a huge Immortal. And then this Mithrax will take those stats as well. Which is very fun for a frog board, by the way. Because you're like, ah, finally, a worthy opponent. This is the kind of opponent where that copy is good. Now, you can see how he's not getting the Reborn, but it's still okay, right? He's still getting an extra proc. Oh, he's not. Look. Yeah, you can see how it can go wrong, right, guys? It's like he's not getting shit because of the beetles here. But he is getting that thing has death rattles on it, right? So it's okay. But what I was gonna say is, when you are playing frogs, one of your best opponents is a board that just has a lot of numbers, because they can actually kill your tokens. And now you see the frogs multiplying and multiplying. It is kind of close here. This is not like old frogs where you are guaranteed to pop off. He's actually losing but not dying, yeah. Because normally when you are playing a full frog comp, you are playing it with Macaw. Oh, there it is. Macaw with Reborn and Mana Saber. And there's just more triggers. Right now, he's just not getting as many triggers because there's just a Reborn Shimmermoth on his board. That's it for tokens, right? Before, you would have Reborn Macaw that could get it again, Reborn Mana Saber, although rarely would Reborn. Like that would give so many more procs, and that's how you would get into like the really, really big numbers. Now, Sevel's comp is more about triggering the Ghoulacabra. So it's more like a flat stat build rather than just exponential. Now, that last fight could have definitely been better if we could have copied a Reborn Leaper. If we could find Thames in Hero Power. Thames in Hero Power would be fun, yeah. So he's gonna get the copy and then re-roll it. Okay. Reno. Oh, double Golden Titus. Double Golden Titus. He doesn't even have to roll it anymore now, chat. He does not even have to roll it anymore now. Taunt the chicken? I would be okay with that. Yeah, I think you sell Titus. Man, I would not be surprised if I could potentially use the TERON hero power on my Titus here instead of goldening it and just lose the game on the spot. I just imagine that, like, I've done that where I think one hero power is the other and I'm just like, no, I TERON my Titus instead. All right, but we've got double Golden Titus now, severely increasing the amount of frogs we're getting, which will also make the Ghoulacabra way better. So big stats still on the opponent's board, but no poets. So it's not permanent. Oh, there's so many frogs, chat. So we went from 2 extra triggers to, what is it, 4 extra triggers? So 5 triggers instead of 3. That's, yeah, that is super significant. Oh, look at this. Frog, 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 frog. Froggy, 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 froggy. Oh, man, getting that Reno hero power. Beautiful. And he gets the cheese as well here, right? So he copies the hawk with all the stats on it. So that hawk... And the insane thing is he actually kills it, right? Because normally it doesn't die. Okay, well, it's not going to die here because of that thing, but the next thing kills it, right? Yeah. Because normally when you're playing frogs and your opponent like doesn't have like 6,000 stats, you just... ooh, the Titus doesn't die. Your thing just doesn't die. Holy 47,000, bro. Oh, this is so good. It's not over yet. Let's see how many perma stats he gained there. The majority of the stats is frogs for sure, but yeah, he's at 1,000 permanent damage on his Shimmermoth now. 500 on his frog. So honestly, given how many stats he has, it's the Ghoulacabra that's probably the thing that's the weakest here. Like, I think adding more tokens is just better. Question mark. But it's kind of nice that he has Ghoulacabra for the stats, so it's harder to mess with the frogs. Quite often you can mess with frogs by playing Blaster and stuff like that. I think he might just want to roll it down for chicken, because he was thinking about buying the beast, but okay, he didn't roll it here. I think the proper play for YouTube is indeed to roll for another chicken, so I can't call him out on that. That's well done. Okay, the opponent found his poet, but it's too late. And it's not getting big enough, honestly, to beat this amount of frogs if he had it last turn. Well, if he had it last turn, it would go next to Immortal. Would it be big enough? I don't think so, no. It wouldn't have been... Like, we had 40k at the end, right? Beetle Spell is huge. Yeah, it can also mess up the combat a little bit, but Beetle Spell is still better because you are getting extra bodies to put the frogs on, which with double Golden Titus is insane, yeah. I wonder why he's keeping his chicken in the back there instead of just moving it up a bit. Like, we do want it to die before we kill off our Ghoulacabra, I'm guessing, right? Oh, maybe not. No, he just wants more leaps. Yeah. I guess it's fine. Frog, 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 frog. Oh, 37k again, yeah. And the Shimmermoth is just gonna lethal him here. God, that's beautiful. My God. That is sick.